presenting is with Nia Walker. The differentiated lesson is for reading instruction, it is for text reading and comprehension. It is a Dibels assessment, and it goes according to her reading ability. The first story that I will read with Nia is Jacqueline and the Beanstalk. Jacqueline and the Beanstalk is a folk prodigy. Nia will read the selection. This is according to her reading level, which is a W according to the Dibels assessment. And Nia will start her reading now.
Jacqueline and the Beanstalk. Jacqueline had tried unsuccessfully to get her community to begin a program to reduce, recycle, and reuse. She thought back to the successful recycling program she started in her old town. She wondered why she couldn't get such a program running here. One day, Jacqueline ate watermelon at the community picnic. People shouted, "Throw the seeds and rind in the trash can. Let's keep our park clean." Instead, Jacqueline threw her seeds into a grove of trees, and she took the rind to a farmer who could feed it to her pigs. People were angry with Jacqueline for tossing seeds onto the ground. However, within days, the seeds grew into a vine that reached up as high as the eye could see. Jacqueline scaled the vine and found an orb at the top. He tried to keep her away from the recycling bin she wanted to take with her. As the overbrow and grins, Jacqueline ran circles around him until he grew dizzy and fell over in a heap. And then she grabbed the recycling bins and raced back down the line. Then she placed the recycling bins in locations throughout the town and began the most successful recycling program in the state.
Okay, now Nia is going to retell what the story about. Nia, when you retell something about a story, you are telling what the story is what?
About, like a summary.
Like a summary. Okay, so you're focusing on only the main ideas, correct? Okay, Nia, you need to provide at least 2 to 4 ideas about the story, main ideas.
The main idea was that Jacqueline wanted to start a recycling program in her town, but the people in the town didn't want to participate in the recycling program.
Okay, why did the people not want to participate in the recycling program in their town?
They didn't want to participate in the recycling program because they wanted to keep their town clean and not recycle.
Okay, so you sure that they wanted to keep their town clean if they didn't want to recycle?
Yes, I think so.
Are you positively sure? How about you go back in the text and take a look? So Nia's going to go back in the text and she's going to do a search and find to clarify her answer at this time. Okay, so now that you've clarified about you using the search and find strategy for reading, what would your summary be now?
It would be now, my summary would be now that Jacqueline wanted to
I'll give you a starter. You already talked about the fact that they wanted to keep Jacqueline did, correct? Did the people in the community want to?
Yes.
Okay. What evidence do you have within the selection that they wanted to do that? That's what I asked for you to go back and look.
Mr. Lampkin down in office.
Is there there any evidence that supports that people wanted to have a recycling program in that community?
Oh, no.
Okay, so there you go.
No.
All right. All right, now we're going to focus on your oral reading comprehension about the selection for Jacqueline and the Beanstalk story. Again, this is just focusing on your comprehension strategies to see if you understood what the selection was about. Now I'm going to be asking you some questions about the story. How had Jacqueline been trying to do, what had Jacqueline been trying to do in her community?
Start a recycling program.
Why did she want to start a recycling program?
She wanted to start a recycling program to keep the community clean.
Okay. Why do you think Jacqueline couldn't get a good recycling program going in her town?
She couldn't get a good recycling program because the people in the town didn't want to participate.
Okay, so did they want to keep the town clean?
Yes.
The people did? You sure?
No.
Okay. All right. How else could Jacqueline have got recycling bins for her community? Like, what could she have done, making it a real world connection? What would you have done in your community to get other recycling bins in order to keep your community clean?
I would find some recycling bins in the store and buy it.
Okay, perfect. All right. Why is this story subtitled A Folktale Prodigy? Why do you think that?
I think it's a folktale prodigy because it really happened in real life.
Okay, what are some things that from the selection that you read that would tell you that it cannot happen in real life?
About a vine growing in the sky.
Okay. Why would the ogre have recycling bins? Like, why would he have those bins?
He would have those bins to have them so he can recycle.
Did he like trash or did he not like trash? Go back in the selection and do a search and find.
I think he didn't like trash.
He didn't like trash. So why would he have taken those recycling bins and not give them to Jacqueline?
I think he wouldn't give it to Jacqueline because he wanted them to himself.
All right, to sum everything up, can you just give me a short summary about what you read about Jacqueline and the Beanstalk?
I read this story called Jacqueline and the Beanstalk. It was about a girl who wanted to start a recycling program in her town, but the people didn't want to participate in it because they didn't want the town to be clean.
Any other things you could think about from the selection? You can't think of anything else? Okay, I'm going to give you a hint. How did Jacqueline try to get the recycling bins? Like, what did she do?
She tried to make the ogre be dizzy so he could fall and she could take the recycling bins.
What she wanted them from, because he had them, correct?
Yes.
And he didn't like recycling, did he? Okay, so this sums up our differentiated instruction with Nia Walker. We just completed a text reading comprehension, which focused on a reading level for her grade level currently as a 5th grader. She is currently less than a W for her text reading comprehension according to Dibels assessment. And a few of the strategies that we use, Nia, we focused on search and find within the text. We focused on main idea, we focused on retelling, and we focused on comprehension, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you.